gonna all come together, bro. It's just you feel me, consistency. You feel me? All that's gonna come together. You feel me?
Like, even with, I ain't even got the 50 episodes yet, and it's just like word of mouth. I'm seeing everybody like, rock with me already. You can see it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, like you said, it's just a consistency. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's the beginning be the hardest part, bro. Just trying to figure out everything, tie different puzzle pieces together, cause it's really a puzzle piece, like tying one piece together, you feel me, and then you figure out kind of rest. Cause I know you probably don't know, cause I know that's how it is with the brand. It's like you don't really know exactly what to do exactly. You feel me? It's just like you kind of learn along the way. So
Popping, y'all. What's the word, man? It's your boy Jay Marquis checking in for another episode of the National Knox Podcast, man. We're here. We're focused on creating dialogue, staying around upkeep of your mental well-being, but at the same time, we love staying linked to local talent, entrepreneurs, musicians, and anybody that got anything going outside of their regular daily lives, man. We love staying linked. This is the place for you to be. Without further ado, man, we just gonna jump right into it because I haven't had a special guest with me on the episode in a couple episodes, so I want to jump right into everything that me and Bill got coming for y'all. So today, I got an entrepreneur out of Indianapolis. He is the co-founder of the Forever Goated. Is it Goated or Goat? I think it's
Forbidden
Goated.
Goat, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Okay, okay. I got my boy Marquis in the building with me. Marquis, bro, how you living, fam?
Ah man, I'm feeling blessed, man. How you feeling?
Good, bro, good. We was kind of talking about it before, we started recording. Like, I'm happy that we was able to go ahead and get this episode done. It kind of seems like it's weird to me when you have like so many, like when you got talented people around you, but more so when it's like those talented people know more talented people, and it's just like y'all can all build and connect in a way that
Mm-hmm.
you want to really know until you get to talking. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't have
Yup.
known that you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, my great
Mm-hmm.
cousin and her cousin affiliated with you. Y'all got a whole, what I'm saying, clothing brand and y'all got going on. So, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's a small world out here for you.
Yup. And he's so talented too. He a rapper too. We can't even forget that. He
Yeah.
very talented rapper coming out the nap. He next to blow for real.
Nah, for real. I listened to the tape. Actually, when I was out in Napa, and I was like, okay, yeah, I see what
Oh
you're
yeah. Yeah, he got it. I'm telling you, he got it. He got it for real.
um, yeah, bro. First off, I guess I just want to start with, I guess we can kind of start with your upbringing, kind of what has made you you. Um,
Hmm.
so I assume that you are from Indianapolis.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. I grew up in Indianapolis. I grew up on the west side of Indianapolis, particular. Grew up in Avon. It's like the suburb. It's like a suburb area. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I grew up not even thinking about fashion for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm gonna go all the way back, I'm gonna go all the way back. I can only tie the pieces back together looking backwards. And what I mean by that is ever since a kid, I was a little kid, right? Growing up, my parents used to always get on me because I was very particular about the things that I wore when I was
Mm-hmm.
growing up. Like most kids, they don't care what they wear. Like their mom would give them something, they'll just wear it. Me, I had to switch out of outfits about 5 to 6 times a day, just trying to switch out. My parents would get so mad, like they would get so mad because they like, man, just wear what I told you to wear and stuff. I'm like, nah, I want to be like, I want to dress how I want to dress. Now, the fit was trash back then. You feel me? I'm wearing all mismatched colors, all that, but still, I always was particular about fashion. But
Mm-hmm.
then, as I got older, I kind of got away from that. I started getting into sports. I played basketball. That was the number one thing. I was always focused on basketball and stuff
Mm-hmm.
from probably like elementary to like freshman, sophomore year of high school. So my sophomore year was like when COVID happened. So once COVID happened, I went away from basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's something now I think I could have stayed with, but I think everything happens for a reason. So I was so the sophomore year, I stopped hooping, whatever, and then I just got into working a lot, got into trying to improve myself. It was a lot that I was going through at the time during COVID that like made me into the man I am today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I say like a short kind of synopsis of how my life started off as really.
So it's interesting you said school stopped for you during COVID because I mean for me, I mean I guess my story a little similar to yours. I'm not from Indy, but you know I grew up in Indy, West Side, so we went to graduation in Davis.
Hmm.
We ever had come to like virtual learning, bro, when we had like half days, which I know that's like we had like half days sometimes. And during those half days, we had like virtual learning. But
Hmm.
when COVID happened, I know with the world being shut down, did that like, cause y'all, I mean, you're going to school, you got this like different type of like routine. And when that routine is cut, did it like really change a lot of the ways that you went about doing stuff? Or was it just kind of like, I'm just doing this for flow?
Honestly, bro, I was someone who naturally stayed to themselves a lot.
Mm,
So I always was a person that loved his alone time, loved to spend time with myself, was always someone who thought a lot. So COVID didn't necessarily change how I maneuvered around things. I know a lot of people, it was like being at home, not talking to nobody, like that just like messed them up like a whole lot. Like that kind of like decreased their social skills and stuff, things like that. To me, that just gave me more time to lock in with myself. Cause I was
mm,
someone like I started going, that was another thing that changed for me. I started going to the gym a lot. Like I was real skinny that year before. Right after COVID, that's when I transitioned, started getting building muscles, started reading, started just trying to improve my mindset.
mm,
Now, I would say if I had to say something was bad about COVID, I'm trying to think. I really think that's the main thing how I really was changing was like for the better. Was going like from like I thank COVID a lot. I think what happened with COVID for me was very beneficial for me.
mm. You know, I feel you, bro. I mean, I say that a lot too, and people be thinking I'm wild, like they be thinking I'm speaking out. But COVID, I mean, for me, bro, it slowed me down. You know what I'm saying? It helped me realize what I needed to focus on, what was important.
Hmm.
Um, Going to the gym. Like I started going to the gym like right before I had graduated from college, and then I stopped. But when COVID came, it was like now I can't really go to the gym because all the gyms closed. So I started like doing a lot of like just cardio, running and stuff like that, jogging,
Hmm.
just stuff to make sure
It,
that I was, you know what I'm saying? And then
yep.
from that time on, it's like even now, that's something that I like to do now, and it like is almost like my escape. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it gives me time to be away and kind of give me something enjoyable to do that is not
Hmm.
not
Detached
gonna
from
harm me.
everything.
Yeah, 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 harm me. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yep. Because that was like the first time that people really could just sit down and really think about stuff. Because life is so like fast paced. Things will come up. You working. You living trying to just make shit happen, and then COVID happened. It was like life just got put on pause, and people had to really think like, what next? Like what next move can I make or whatever. And I believe a lot of people blew that opportunity, and a lot of people like you
Mm,
used that opportunity to get better.
man, that's real. That's real. That's definitely real. So just being on the other side of COVID and then obviously being in the school and everything like that. Is there anything that you feel like during that time that you was doing just like little self-reflection things and stuff like that? Is there anything that you feel like you learned over that time that is like helping you benefit who you are today and just like your creative process and general?
My credit, how that, see, at the time, I still didn't even think about clothing at the time. So I could say I don't think that helped me too much with my creative process, but it helped me mentally as far as like realizing that I'm all I got and I'm all I need. That was one of the like fundamental lessons that I learned during COVID. It was kind of like, cause like, yeah, I had my family and stuff, but it was like being around your peers and stuff, and then all of a sudden being cut off from that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, automatically being cut off from that. It kind of shows you like what's really important, really. Like
Yeah.
it was like, okay, the friends that I thought were like, people that you were around, you thought that was really your friends. It was you seen during that time who was really your friends and who was really there for you and stuff.
For sure. For sure. And then one thing I can say even about the friendship, bro, is just like I know for me, like high school, college, I had a lot of people that I, you know what I'm saying, called my friends. You know what I'm saying? Life got a way of like weeding people out of your life. Or in the field, like like when you're a creator. You know what I'm saying? But that's all that. That's really all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right. You hit it right on the head with that. You're the only one that opinion really matters because oftentimes as creators you can get caught into, dang, what this person think? Do they? Well, if I put this out, will they like it? Or just things like that. It's like trying to balance between what I like and what the consumer likes or whoever you're trying to push that message out to. And it's like sometimes that can get those wires can get tangled, and it's hard to distinguish that sometimes. So that's a great point you said.
Next question. I'm gonna ask you just because it was one of the things that I had written down, even though I can kind of see it between just hearing you talking. But like when did you realize you kind of wanted to be entrepreneur? Set out on kind of, you know what I'm saying? Start making waves.
Well, I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur for a long time. I just didn't know what lane I wanted to take really. Like I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur probably like eighth grade, honestly, seventh, eighth grade, when I started like looking at people around me because I was like this 9 to 5, it's okay, like it's good and it's okay, like but I know that's not the way to financial freedom. Like even at a young age, I could look at the people around me and say, okay, they say college and going to get a job is the safe route,
Mm,
but people are still struggling. So
right.
I'm like, okay, something's not adding up. I didn't know what it was at the time. I didn't have the awareness at the time, but I'm like, I know that something's not adding up. I
Mm-hmm.
know whatever they say is the right move to make isn't working. It's not working for most people. So that's when I started thinking about entrepreneur, and it was a lot of routes out of it was a lot of things that in between then that's I thought I wanted to do. As far as I thought I was getting into stocks. I wanted to get into stocks a lot, which I still do, but I was heavy into that. Then in real estate, then into I'm still in the credit now. Like I was like credit guru type. Like I wanted to get like on that route.
Yeah.
And then it came to clothing. My brother, I thank him to this day. Like my brother started, he told me like he brought the fashion thing to our attention. Like he was like, bro, you know how hard it would be, and this was probably okay. So yep, this is 2021. You right after COVID, right after we got out of COVID, things started getting back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
He said he was like, bro, you know how fun it would be, like, because at the point we thinking like fun, like it would be fun for us, like he like to blow up with my brother, like to like make a brand, and then like he said that's his mindset. He was just thinking, what can he do with his brothers, like together, because we was both was on that entrepreneur, want to be that route, whatever.
Right.
So he was like, let's think of something that we can do, and it came to his head. Let's do a clothing line because we both like to put that shit on. You feel me? Dress nice and
Yeah.
stuff. So it was like right up our alley for it. And then like he like me and him think so much alike. So it was like it was perfect. Like we feed off each other. Like he might say one idea, which made me lead me to another idea. And then we just, keep stacking and stacking on top of that. And then until we come up with something that's, you feel me, with something that's some shit, you feel me? Yeah, man. I shout out to him, man. Messiah, shout out to my brother, man. For real.
Oh,
Nah, definitely not. My parents, man, I love them so much. They always been so supportive of me and anything, especially something entrepreneurial, because they know that that's the way to financial freedom as well. Like they know, like they always support me in any endeavor that I have, whether it was basketball, whether it was one to like be a lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer at one point. Like it was they whatever I wanted to do, they was always right there. Like Marquis, you can do it. Like you can do it and all this. And I always thank them because I used to think back like where I get this certain like confidence from. Cause I know a lot of kids like they parents are constantly on them, telling them like they can't do it or giving them negative affirmations and like that start creeping in their head. But I can always say I was so thankful that my parents was never like that. They always encouraged me. So I would say they was my number one motivation, number one, right? right with side, but I'll say my parents for sure was number one. Like they made me really feel like, okay, yeah, I can do this. So you think it's okay to take detours sometimes? Like,
Yeah, bro. I mean, because I mean, I'm gonna say it like this. So I was talking to one of my friends, one of my homegirls. Um, she about to have a baby, and for her whole like pregnancy, how she wanted to do it and stuff like that. But she was saying like what she realized about, well, this is her second child. She said what she realized this time is that you should, even though the ultimate goal is the baby and have a healthy baby and all that, in your head, you shouldn't go through it thinking like, oh, I want it to go this way. I want it to go towards. And as long as the baby comes out healthy and whole, and then you come out healthy and whole too, it's like you gotta have a little, you know what I'm saying? You gotta leave a little leeway. You know what I'm saying? To get
yup.
where you really want to get to.
Nah, that's a great point because it don't always go. I like that. Like the common saying is like it don't always go how you expect it to. God, the only person that really knows how, yeah, how it's gonna go. And I don't know if these people here are like spiritual or believe in God, but I believe that he the only one that has that plan for you to know. Just because one door closes, don't mean that doesn't mean that he didn't want to get at to you. Don't mean that that opportunity wasn't supposed to come or that plan can't come. It's just he see that there's another way that you can go
Right?
or there's another way that might be beneficial to you. So like you gotta always that's another thing I like to talk about too, is like taking every situation and turn it into a positive. Don't look at things as positive or negative, but can this help my goal or can it not? That's what I like to think.
That's
I
real.
mean, it's a funny story down here because so how we originally met was what year was this? I want to say okay, freshman year. Freshman year, we originally met because at Avon we had like a congregation, like a what do you want, like a pet rally, or whatever, at our school. Originally, how we originally met was they grouped us off by last. So his last name being Simon, mine's being Sims, we were naturally in the same group or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed the first thing that I noticed was like this dude's smart. Like he came in like he talking to the teachers. You know how you can tell by someone's like vernacular, the way that they conduct themselves, the way that they
Yeah.
speak and stuff. Like he type nigga, he was using big ass words. I didn't know what he was talking about. Like I'm like, hey, this nigga smart. Hold on. So that was the first introduction. I don't even know if we talked that day. I really don't think we talked that day, but we obviously we seen each other, things like that. It was when we got on the basketball. It was like when we started trying out for the basketball team because he was on the basketball team too. Is when we first met, and he didn't like me, bro. When we first met, he didn't like me, bro. He said, "Damn, this nigga so arrogant." Like, and at the time, I could see why he said that because like I was like big headed. That was something I had to work on, but I was like very like arrogant. Like I was type boy. Like I just like to talk on the court. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not like I wanted to. And he didn't know that at the time, but I like to talk because I wanted to bring the best out the other person so that can bring the best out of me.
Yeah.
Like I know if I talk, like I know if he taking it on the chill, like he ain't really trying, and I talk, and then he start trying, I'm like, it's only gonna make me better. But
Mm-hmm.
but obviously he don't know at the time, so he just think I'm mad annoying, and so he it's funny because he go back and tell his parents like, man, I do not like Marquis, bro. This dude is so annoying. Like I do not like him at all. So so it go from it's crazy how I go from that. He don't like me at all. But whole time I don't even notice. Like I think he cool. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's obviously he don't like me, but I thought he was cool the whole time, whatever. So then as we got on the basketball team, we actually had ended up having a class too. We ended up having a class and somehow we was both in the back of the class, right? And he gets to singing out this Uzi song. Or it was either Uzi or Nudie. I don't remember what it was. It was Uzi or Nudie. I'm like, hold on, bro. What you know about this? And it was, I'm telling you, bro. It was literally that simple. Like then we got to talk about music and who we listened to. We listened to the same artists, like the same artists that like at the time, like Nudie, he was known, but he wasn't like
Yeah,
as
he wasn't
popular as he is
everybody.
now. So we was
Yeah.
like, it was kind of like, damn, how you know about him? So You feel me? Then we got on the then we started sitting next to each other on the bus rides, like the far bus rides. So like, we would go to Zionsville, things that's like 40, 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
So, we just chopping it up and stuff. And then that relationship just grew and grew over time. And then COVID happened, and we didn't talk. We actually didn't talk that whole COVID. Then
Right.
he hit me up one day and was like, and was just asking what I was on type stuff. And then eventually we was just texting for a little bit, and then we was like, bro, let's go to the gym. Let's go do something. Cause we always knew we was cool. Like we always thought each other was cool. Like after that point in the beginning when he didn't like me. But then like we knew we was cool after or whatever. So eventually we just started kicking it, and then I realized, bro, like this really my brother, bro. Like we think just alike, bro. So it's like whatever I'm thinking, he probably thinking that right now. And we always had that all the time. Like things like, bro, I was just thinking that, bro. I was just gonna say that. And then he'll say it, bro. It's like it's crazy, bro. Like we really from here with it. That's what I like to say. Because I had even went through a situation of having fake friends. So
Yeah.
it was like it was like liberating to, you feel me, meet somebody that I could see as being real. Like we could be real with each other. Like we very like what's the word? Transparent with each other.
Mm.
So that's something that's like I think you have to have that in a true friendship is transparency.
You. So where did the name come from? The building.
Forbidden Goat. So the name originally the name originally came from, again, I credit Messiah. He came up with the name. We came up with the name first, and then that helped us come up with the meaning behind it. I want to say, because I don't remember the exact details. I just know he kind of came up with Forbidden Goat, but I think that's when we came up with the meaning, whatever after that. He came up with Forbidden Goat. I don't know what he was on that day, but we believe that temptations are short lived, but the consequences is everlasting. So
Mm.
we believe that overcoming those temptations that you go through on a daily basis. You don't feel like waking up, you don't feel like doing this, or women. That's a common one. Women, drugs. Like we believe in overcoming that and become the greatest version of yourself, which is the goat. I mean, we love to do anything that we consider goated, and goated could be anything. It could be whatever you think is goated. You might think that let me think. Like you rap every day, like you love rapping, and that's how you feel goaded. We believe in anything that's improving yourself and resisting those temptations. So it even came, and where that temptation came from was from the Adam and Eve story. So we was
Mm.
inspired by Adam and Eve and the serpent, and that how that story came. That's where our logo came from. Was the apple and the snake or whatever, and resisting those temptations.
See, I think from the outside looking in, and what makes it like y'all overall message so much better is like from the outside looking in, you wouldn't know like this deeper meaning in another. You would only see like the logo that y'all already got put on
Hold
the
on, say,
building.
say it one more time, bro.
Um, like from the outside looking in, like you wouldn't know like all the the thoughts that y'all put into the message
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, being received and stuff like that because I didn't think it was that deep at all. I was just like, okay, they gotta go. This shit kind of hard right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
hearing you actually talk about it, bro, and seeing like what y'all want your brand like overall message to be, I think that level of thinking is what's gonna make it like pop because you really
Mm-hmm.
care. You know what I'm saying? You really care about
Yup.
not only like making sure it look good, but you making sure like the brand that
It
y'all
means
bringing
something.
is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yup. That's exactly what we say. We want to do something that means something. Like
Yeah.
we want to have something that because everybody obviously with every brand, like not everybody that even wears a shirt is gonna know exactly what the meaning behind it and stuff is. But we want people to, when they find out that meaning, like, oh, this makes it 10 times harder. And then I think about Forbidden Goat is like, who don't want to be the goat? Who don't want to say they the goat? Like, come on, like you turn around and you got a goat on your back. Like, who don't want to say they the goat? Like, and that's the thing that people say, not like that's the common thing. Like, I'm the goat. Like stop playing. I'm the GOAT. So
Right.
it's like one of those things. Like I'm him. It's kind of like one of those things. So we just like who like you. We want to empower the people for real. Like we want you to put on that shirt and just feel like the flyest, most you feel me, just everything that you dreamed of, like who you imagining, like yeah, that's me. I'm him.
Mhm.
I'm the GOAT. That's our message. That's the overall, like that's how we want people to feel in our shirt. And I speak with so much passion and conviction because it's like it takes so much time to build something up, and we still in the beginning right now, so it's a lot more work to be done. But it takes a lot of thought and consideration that goes into any creative thing. As you know, with this podcast, I guarantee you, I guarantee you that I don't know much about how podcasts go, so I can't say the details. But I
Mhm.
guarantee you, there's a lot of thought that people don't even think about, little nuances that people don't even think about. People, even you having these headphones, like that takes money right there. That takes you having to research what headphones is good. That takes you having to research that mic. What mic is good for this podcast, or just things like that people don't think about. And it's like we as creators, we put so much work and time in this, and it's like we just want that impact to be shown. It's like, and I can't even speak on it because I haven't pushed through yet. I haven't
Mhm.
became where I know I can be yet. But
Right.
anybody that's ever been successful in any endeavor tells you that all that struggle and all that hardship only made them stronger, only made them better. It's always hard to see that in the moment. 'Cause it's like things pop up in your life and it's like, man, that can sometimes discourage you. Like I want to quit now, but it's like that last that time where you think about quitting, that could be the time where you blow up. That could be a time where that whatever you wanted to happen, it happens. Because I feel like whatever you want to say, God, the devil, wherever you want to say, brings you these failures. It's like this is just testing you. This is just showing you what it takes to be successful. It's just preparing you. Don't think of it as like it's negative. It's just preparing. It's just telling you, showing you what it takes to have what you want.
That's real. That's real. That's real. Let me ask you this, bro. So apart from me just like highlighting people that got something going on with entrepreneurs, musicians, stuff like that comes on, like, what do they do to like make sure that their head is straight? You know what I'm saying? Like make sure they thoughts is good, make sure that they mental and everything like that is cool. And you kind of talked about a little bit earlier, like some of the things that you enjoy or some of the things you did during COVID to make sure that you was cool. But, like what are some of the things that you just do on a day to day to just like make sure that you center, make sure that you good. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say that's a great question too. I do. What I like to do is I like to read, honestly. Like being in isolation, like either going outside or like just being in my room and just reading and learning some type of knowledge or something. That helps me detach from like a lot of things. Like I'm and I like to say hooping still too, even though I don't hoop like as much as I used to. But like
Mm-hmm.
when I go out with my friends or I just go and I go hoop. It's like it takes my mind away from like the negativity or wherever it's in my mind right now at the time. It's like it takes that away. A lot of times it's like okay, now I can go reset. Also like there's another thing I like to do, which I haven't done recently as much because like I'm so locked in on like getting this brand off and stuff. Was like
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to the movies a lot. Like even if it was like me going by myself or going to taking myself to a new restaurant. It was like, all right, when I go into this movie, it's like I could detach from the world and just lock in on this movie and really enjoy it. And then when I come out the movie, all right, life starts again. All right, let's get
Mm-hmm.
to it. That's a lot of things I like to do in my to get away. I like to get creatives opinion on and like perspective on things.
Mm-hmm.
So like what do you do when you face like creator's block or like
I've learned, bro, is that you just gotta live a little life. Like you gotta do something. Like you said,
mhm,
you gotta get out and do something that's like that you wouldn't do like normally. You know what I'm saying? Say
mhm,
like Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Just to go see what
mhm,
Cincinnati has. I'll go over to Chicago. I got family in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I'll just do something that was different than I would do on a
Hmm.
regular day. And then boom, then I have something more to talk about. So I mean
Yeah.
that's what I would suggest for you. I know you
Okay. See, I never even thought about that. Like, I always thought like just to do the things that I know I enjoy, but like maybe I should go out, go karting, maybe do just something different, like something that I don't usually do on the norm. So you just gave me game right there.
I was just thank you for coming on.
Yeah. I want to thank you, bro, for even giving me the opportunity to get on your platform, bro, to express my story, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, bro, you already know. Like I was telling Fire, bro, I don't think it's enough places. Like it's obviously a lot of podcasts out there, but the one thing I can say about podcasting is that if you don't really like it, bro, then it's not gonna last long. You know what I'm saying? 5 people I can say that since COVID, then started podcasting kind of like me, and none of them run their podcast. You
None
know
of
what
them
I'm
was
saying? So you
around,
kind of
man.
gotta have like a passion for it. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
doing it and it's like mine where it's like based on one thing, you kind of got to be able to like branch out from just that one thing. And not a lot of people can do that. They
Hmm.
like kind of one dimensional. Like not throwing shade on people, but I'm just saying like that's what I think.
That's what you noticed, yep.
Yeah,
And that's true. That's definitely true, bro. That's what any creative thing is like. You ain't gonna last, man, if you don't really like this or you don't really love it. If it feel like a chore to you, like you ain't gonna make it, bro.
right.
Next one is gonna be completely different. It's gonna be a completely different circumstance for both of us, bro. We're gonna be at the top, and we're gonna be able to look back on this interview like, damn, bro, just to see how far we came.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't even tell everybody where to find you. So you can plug any of your socials, just the bingo socials, if anything, you can plug that right now if you want to.
I bet so. We forbidden go underscore on any social media platform, Instagram, TikTok, forbidden go with an underscore in there. You'll see it. We'll be the first one that's gonna pop up.
Very well. Very well. Once again, man, we've had Marquis, co-founder of
Yes, sir.
Forbidden Goat here on the National Podcast. Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Appreciate it, gang.
All right,
Forbidden
bro.
goats, man.
I'm gonna holler at you.